Hammers had a lot of versions.
A lot. It used to have a trap beat.
We tried that, yeah. That didn't work.
Every single time we'd make something, I'd just be like, nah, I hate it.
I mean, that whole day is still one of my favourite days.
For real.
Yeah, after the stars comes the dawn. Comes the dawn.
Hey, welcome back. Long time no see. I haven't made one of these videos in a while, so thank you so much for being here. Obviously, I stopped doing the Song a Month series. It was very time consuming. I've never made YouTube videos before, but I am so glad that I did it because it made me realize how much I enjoy making videos like this. So I've decided to start doing it again just because I really love it. And also I have had a couple of requests to start it up again. This new series is just going to be called The Starchives, and it's going to be a lot less structured than the previous one. If you don't know, I very recently released my second EP called After the Stars. So this video is just me and Finn, who is my drummer and also sort of my manager, debriefing our creative process, everything that went into it. I apologize because we're in the car, the audio is a little bit shit. I did want to record it in the studio, but you know, Finn's been super busy with work and everything. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoy it and I hope it gives you some cool new insights into the EP so that when you're listening to it, maybe you'll have a fresh perspective as to what was going on at the time. So yeah, let's get into it. So, why did we make After the Stars?
Why did we make After the Stars? Well, we had our first session. I mean, you came in with exercise and like you were really nervous. And then because you were nervous, your tone of phrase was really vulnerable and special. And little baby Karina. It kind of went from there. I think like from all the sessions we've done, we only had one song which we didn't use, which I found again on my iPhone the other day.
Yeah, I just wanna be your friend.
I just wanna be your friend.
I wanted to showcase what I could actually do a little bit more because like obviously the first one was just kind of for shits and gigs in it. I was just like, oh yeah, like this is just me making some tunes or whatever, but like I wanted to like, actually be like, nah, I'm gonna do this whole music thing, like take it a bit more seriously. To share some insights into the overall concept or theme that ties the songs of this EP together.
Jesus. The one that I always liked was the train
yeah.
The initial idea was like each song was a stop on a train.
I feel like you can only really pick up on it if you're paying attention.
Yeah, definitely. The songs which are like have it more on the nose are like my favourite songs, so like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Visual changes, yeah.
And also Skew Whiff at the end on the train interview. I feel like actually another thing that I didn't clock but we did subconsciously, where there's not like train stuff, there's a lot of phone stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like in No Use I Say,
Text me that you're gonna be late.
in Waste Me Away you've got
You could check your phone. I saw you texting her.
visual changes, there's
Don't hit my phone up, baby.
ding and then
And even in Skew Whiff, like the voice notes, sounds like someone talking to you over a phone.
Yeah.
we didn't do that on purpose, but it ties in with the album art
Exactly,
as well,
yeah, no,
which is
exactly,
like,
so it makes sense.
Also, the year that we made it was like the year I didn't have like
You had
this,
your brick
I had my
phone,
brick
yeah.
phone.
It goes to show that if you're in that kind of creative space, you're not completely in control. Some shit just happens.
It's cool. Were there any particular artists inspired on the EP?
I know it's such an uninspiring and predicted comparison, but not so much Billie Eilish's voice, but Phineas's production. Always had this like really fat synth line. I was thinking it would be really easy to make this sound so shit, but he made it sound really good.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember
that. No, I actually remember this got scrapped, but at the end of Skew Whiff, you got me to like scream or something, and there was like some better weird like elephant drum thing.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That didn't work. For Stuck in My Head, we did like Coco Chanel from
Oh fuck, Loves the Cat was huge for us. Yeah, the
got this like
vocal
layered
cuts.
and we were like, oh, that's really cool.
Which I remember back then I was like attempting to do it exactly like that song. The cuts ended up being like much more delicate.
Yeah.
Which just really suited the song.
Yeah.
Because that one took fucking ages and so many different variations.
Yeah.
You only like me when you think that you can fix me. Only when I can't be there.
But yeah, I remember also with that song, like I was very inspired by like Zeph, some of the lo-fi girlies. With Waste Me Away, it was like Olivia Dean. No Use, it was like Neve Ella. For Canvas, like Kali Uchis. Like similar to Somewhere I Buzz, and like I remember you saying we're gonna make it sound like the sun is healing my face or whatever. Like I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that.
Nice.
How did we go about selecting the songs? Well, we kind of already answered that in it. We literally we didn't select songs, like we just made them.
Yeah.
I feel like some people, they do sessions and they make a new track like every session, but that's not really our vibe.
We did a lot of versions of songs.
Yeah.
That was our kind of version of that.
We would just remake a song like again and again and again and again until we liked how it was.
Until it felt right.
Yeah, like Canvas had probably the most versions.
Canvas had a lot of versions.
A lot. It used to have a trap beat.
It used to have a trap beat, and then it had like nothing.
And then there was like this weird like
massive attack. The one we got now.
Yeah,
but
even
before,
that one, because we did that one with the
band,
but we did it in Finn's studio, not like a professional studio, so we had to like stack amps and we like recorded some of it on phones and stuff, and it just sounded a bit too lo-fi, so we had to like re-record it. Can you discuss any standout moments or experiences during the recording or production process?
Hearing Exit Sign after we'd put in all of your harmony layers, everything was there, and like then the bass, we put the bass in and
yeah, oh my god, I remember, because we co-produced like most of the tracks, but like Finn did a lot of Exit Sign, and I remember hearing what you did with the strings, like the and being like, oh, this is beautiful. Like Skew Whiff is like quite a cool one. Basically, like we'd done like a couple of sessions, and Finn was like, oh yeah, I made this beat before I met you based on like what I feel like your style is, like from my first EP and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is really cool, send me the stems of it. And then I chopped it up to make like the first half of the song, so like the dun 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 dun. And then after a while that beat gets a little bit old. We were like, oh, we want to change it up. And then we were like, what if we just use the initial beat that you made?
Also, after we realised that like both could work next to each other and have this kind of switch up moment, both parts changed a little bit. There was like things added which made both parts like kind of stand up even more. That was just peak collaboration.
Yeah, that was really. It was quite sick. I think with like No Use as well, we always knew that song was like fire, but like it didn't really like.
Yeah, you didn't know. I mean, that whole day is still one of my favourite days.
Yeah, for real. That was
just such a great day.
We went to 1087 Studios to record it. We spent like basically the whole day there, and like by the end of it we were like, this is exactly how we wanted it to sound.
Yeah, exactly.
I would do anything not to feel this way about you. I would do anything not to feel this way about you.
Are there any personal stories or emotions that you channeled into the lyrics and the music?
Well, not the lyrics.
Well, yeah, because I wrote all the lyrics. But
I felt the lyrics a lot though.
I wrote everything in 2021. I don't think I did any writing after that for this project. And I feel like it was genuinely just like the worst time of my life ever. I was so depressed, like it was so horrible. Because like at that time, like I was struggling a lot with my mental health, but it was before I got like on medication or anything. I was also in a really horrible. That was unfortunate. A lot of the songs I write nowadays are happier. Even Skew Whiff, which is like the most like happy one, is actually, I wrote it in the hospital. To me, the point of it was like trying to soothe a really horrible situation. I want people who can relate to it to feel like validated. And, like,
I think that really came through. That really came through. The creative process was really healthy for you at that time.
Yeah, because it was like going to a studio and making music was like low-key the only good thing in my life at that time. Like I didn't have anything else going for me. What kind of atmosphere or mood are you aiming to create?
Well, I think a lot of the time in the production, it doesn't feel happy, but it doesn't feel sad. Even in Stuck in My Head, what you're talking about is very moving and very emotionally charged.
Yeah.
The music to me, it doesn't feel sad. The way I describe it is feeling very still.
Yeah.
And very present. And I think for people when they listen and they're listening to you, they're kind of surrounded by the music, surrounded by you.
Yeah, that's definitely true of my first two EPs. Like I wanted to make like very immersive music where you can just be like in my little world, I guess.
Exactly.
For example, on Space Out, there's like real world sounds in it.
Yes, my God.
And like I think that's also true in After the Stars. Like I kind of followed that through.
Those things really, they world build.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I feel like there's actually so many songs nowadays where there's just no real sounds in it. Like it just sounds so overproduced. I wouldn't say is the right word, but like they just like everything doesn't sound like it exists in like reality. I don't know if that was.
No, I kind of get that. It's really cool is that like all those sounds like a time capture of exactly where you were and what you were doing.
Yeah.
And no one else is going to be able to replicate that. So it's completely you, which I love.
I just want people to feel like what they're feeling is valid. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I want my music to be grounded, but also with the right amount of escapism, because if it's too similar to real life, then it's not nice to listen to.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like have the right mixture of validating your reality, but also being an escape from your reality, if that makes sense. Yeah, bars, innit?
Bars.
Can you highlight a track from the album that holds a special meaning to you and explain its significance?
I mean, they all do. I think, weirdly enough, I love No Use. That day we recorded it was such a fun day and such like an important day as well, just on a personal level. I think everyone there, you know, like Frank, Angus and Ellis, I think we all really, really loved that day. But, you know, I don't listen to No Use and think about the old version, you know.
Yeah.
But if I listen to Exit Sign, I'll remember that first session. You know, I remember what you look like. I remember what we made off that first session.
Before my red hair, innit?
Before the red hair.
I was blonde.
You know.
I kinda thought you'd start me.
Sorry, I'm so sleepy, but yeah, that's the song.
So like those songs that kind of, I can't remember where this came from, and like, you know, I think about that fondly type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So Exit Side, definitely, I love where we started with Skew With and how we ended.
Yeah, that I feel like that was quite a satisfying one, whereas like ones like Canvas was not.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it was just
the journey of Canvas was
it was just
hard.
a mess. Like, it was just like every single time we'd make something, I'd just be like, no, I hate it, innit? It was painful to get it to where it was.
Because I think everyone knew that like the song is good.
Yeah.
And like it should be on the project. It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it was just like finding sonically where to put it, which is such an important process that we all had to go through. If we put out any other version, it wouldn't have been the same, and we would have been doing it a disservice.
Yeah.
So the fact we had to wait 2 and whatever years to get it right, you know, I took away a lot from that.
No, actually, I think Canvas holds like a lot of significance to me because all the songs on the project, like all of them mean something very specific rather than just like, oh, I'm sad in it. Like they all mean a very specific kind of emotion. But to me, Canvas and Stuck in My Head, they hold the richest meaning to me because it's not just about this emotion that I'm feeling, it's also about something a bit bigger. Canvas to me is some of the lyrics commenting on, I guess, like toxic masculinity and like it's
definitely.
like a lot of frustration that I had towards like a specific person, but I guess like I'm talking about like a lot of other things.
I mean, but that's how change is effective.
Yeah.
You know, you take personal experience, you take
and you talk
one
about
person
it on a larger
and
scale.
you talk about it on a larger scale.
Yeah. Also, it's obviously the lyric is past is your canvas. Obviously, I was struggling a lot with my mental health at the time. Like, it's about acknowledging, like certain people have a bit more of a fucked up canvas than others. Like, they've had a rougher start, but that doesn't mean that you can't still do something with that. There are some people who are going to have a beautiful blank canvas and they can do whatever the fuck they want with it, and they're going to have more options than somebody whose canvas is like completely fucked up. But that doesn't mean that if your canvas is fucked up, you can't like still do something with it.
Absolutely.
You can still make it something different if you want it to be. It may not be like somebody else's and perfect or whatever, but like you can still change it if you want.
Absolutely.
Like Stuck in My Head as well it's obviously like about a person. Oh, we're here.
Go on then.
That person used to look at pictures of me and tell me like what's wrong with my face and say like, oh, you need to fix this thing or whatever. Like they compared me to like other women that they thought were attractive, and like they were telling me a lot of things that I needed to like fix about myself or whatever. Like the song is about my frustration and upset with that.
Yeah.
But also on a larger scale as well, I was feeling it, not just from that person. I felt like there were just so many people trying to sell me shit online, like saying, oh, this is wrong with you, buy this to fix it or whatever. And so it's not just about like that one specific relationship I was in. A certain attitude that is really horrible within the larger scale of, oh, let's try and find people's insecurities so that we can sell them like a
exploited. Yeah, I mean, I
solution to it.
think that all comes across really clearly, and you distill those ideas really well. And also, you know, it's powerful for young women to be speaking about stuff like this. That being at the heart of your creative process and the songs that were made make them even more special. So
yeah, we're
amazing.
Ben's got his flower.
Strapped up.
Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed talking about this project, so I'm thinking of doing another video similar to this one, but just me talking more in depth about the lyrics and stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can follow me on my Instagram, because I'm sure quite soon after I post this, I'll make a story asking you guys which lyrics you'd like me to explain and kind of like dive into the meaning and all that kind of nerdy stuff, because none of my lyrics are just like throwaway lyrics. Like I put a lot of thought into them. So if you're interested in that, you can follow me on Instagram and you can subscribe if you want, or you just do whatever you want. Have a good day, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.